Well, Kako, it's good to be here. I was just talking with David and Madeline. Nice to still be coaching in May. You know, it's been an exciting season, and you know, proud of the guys how we responded last night against a really good team, and looking forward to tomorrow's matchup.
Coach, knowing that they're probably going to want to jump out to a quick start after being swept just a couple of weeks ago, and the adrenaline's going to come out, just like you guys wanted to do back in Honolulu, why is it going to be important to keep your composure, even if they jump out to a quick lead because of how they want to attack you?
Well, this time of year, and we talked about it last night before the match, where there, you know, it has to be a balance between being really passionate and patient, you know, because teams are going to be able to go on runs, and it's going to be harder to score, and you know, we talk about just kind of segmenting our thinking and be very present focused, and that's really all we can control and what we'll stay focused on.
Chaz, for you guys on the court, knowing that obviously they want to jump out to a quick start, like I just asked Coach, how will you guys on the court kind of manage that?
I mean, I think we just need to focus on ourselves and our side of the court, and if we handle what we know we need to do, then it doesn't really matter what they're doing or the energy that they bring. So.
Go ahead. Sorry.
What does this mean for you guys, all of you guys, that this is a rematch, that this is, you know, kind of redemption from that 2019 national championship?
Yeah, I guess I can take that one. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of history playing Long Beach in really important matches, and again, we get to play them again for a national championship, and I think we're ready, prepared, had a lot of growth this season, and ready for the game on Saturday, tomorrow.
Coach, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I look at it a little differently. You know, I mean, that 19 group was not the 21 group. You know, and we, you know, obviously Long Beach is a very familiar opponent. You know, we'll play them for the 4th time again. We happen to be in a league where we've been 2 of the best teams over an extended amount of time. So we play twice during the league. We play again in our league tournament. And here we are playing again in the NCAA tournament. But I don't, you know, it's like I said, the 19 group, even though there were some guys that were around, was totally different than the 21 group, and obviously the 22 group is new too. So we really, you know, we've played in the championship match 3 times in a row here, but with really 3 different teams. So this team will be a whole new group of new experiences, and you know, and how they handle it and come out and compete.
Is there a revenge factor for you? Is there like sort of redemption, knowing that, you know, that loss did hurt back in 2019? Do you even think about that?
Yeah, I just, you know what I'm saying, we play them so often that we can't make them all like super emotional. They're a good team in our league. We're going to play them, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a year. So, yeah, we want to avenge every loss that we've had. And it's no different, you know, playing against Long Beach for sure.
Yeah, Chaz, I was wondering if you could take us behind the curtain a little bit. This late in the season, a lot goes in terms of just maintaining your bodies. What is it like for you just preparing, you know, to get on the court this time of year, and how you take care of your body?
I would say, I mean, at this part of the year, we've trained so hard and we've been through it that our bodies, you know, can kind of maintain it, but definitely getting in and to our trainer Mike and getting treatment as much as possible, and being like on the off days, like resting and icing and taking care of whatever, you know, is bothering us is really important. But I feel like at this part of the season, our training has prepared us to last these matches in those 5 games and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like the same thing as Jazz saying, we have a really good trainer that takes real care of us, and we always focus on like lasting as long as we can and playing as well at the end of the season. Like that's always a goal, like keeping our bodies healthy. And right now we're in a good stage, and everyone is like healthy and fit for the game tomorrow.
And Coach, question for you. You know, and I ask this in the sense of, you know, people see the passion on the court when you guys play Long Beach State, and sometimes they may see a clip and misconstrue that. But I know you are competitive, but is there a level of respect that you guys have for Long Beach State and Coach Knight?
For sure. You know, volleyball is a small community, you know, everybody all over the world knows each other, and Alan and I have known each other for decades and been friends, and you know, like I said, I think we're both enjoying playing in a league that provides us ultra competitive matches and on the largest stage possible.
Coach, and for Chaz specifically, what were some of your favorite rivalries growing up, And how does the beach versus Hawaii rivalry kind of compare to those when you think about it?
So I grew up, my dad went to Oregon State, and so I think it's called the Civil War between Oregon and Oregon State. Like I always grew up watching those games and just seeing, you know, the competition between those two teams. So I mean, looking at it with Long Beach, I was watching the game in 2019 when they lost in the championship, and that, you know, ruffled some feathers. So to be in the same position now, being able to play them in a championship, like I definitely want to contribute and come out with the win for Hawaii this time.
Charlie, I know you're an Angels fan.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's no really rival with anybody. The mellow advice. No, when you ask the question, and it's a really good question. I'm also a Bears fan, so you know the Bears and the Packers, and you know just that's what came to mind. Like you know, there are some rivalries that mean more than others for sure, and Long Beach has been you know a stiff opponent of ours, and it's not going to change after this week for sure. We're in the same league, and we'll continue to compete, hopefully at the highest level.
I know it's more about the rivalry, but is there other things besides just the names? Is it the style plays that kind of add to it? Is it knowing that you guys are on the same recruiting trail as them that add to the rivalry, or is it just strictly volleyball?
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty volleyball. I don't think we're really contrasting styles. In fact, I think we're probably more similar than different. You know, one of the things that I track throughout the year is how you score and how efficient you are. You know, and I know that I talk about it throughout the year, but we have been the two most efficient teams over this whole extended time, and it absolutely correlates to our success. That is, we make the least amount of errors compared to our opponents, and the teams that, when you're making 10 or more errors a set, it's really hard to be one of the best teams. And I think, well, I know that Long Beach and Hawaii have shared that the top spots as being the most efficient teams, and that's ultimately why we're still here playing.
And Jakob, my last one is just, this is the first time you guys have played each other, maybe on like a neutral court in a few years. Even 2019 was in the Pyramid. Obviously they're gonna have their beach fans and their students can come up here, but you guys will have yours. Do you think this will be a really good barometer for a neutral site? You don't have to stand, they don't have the Pyramid, and this is, you guys get to go at it kind of on no one's court?
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be a good show because we have two top caliber teams playing against each other with all the fans coming out to support, and that's just going to be kind of volleyball all the night. So, I mean, we're looking forward.
Question for the team, but you know, Alan mentioned it. The fans, obviously, a huge part of it. You know, the semifinal with them, their fans were insane. But obviously, UH has a contingent of its own. What does the fan excitement mean from both sides, and how confident are you that you know the UH fans are going to be louder?
Well, I mean, one, I would say it's a little easier to get here on the 405 than flying across the Pacific Ocean. So I'm going to guess they got a couple more people than we do. But our fans have been awesome, and they are passionate and rabid, and will be there in full force. And we appreciate every one of them showing up.
This is a question for everyone on the panel. You guys are great talking to the media. We've talked to you a lot this season. Who's the player on the team, though, that we do not talk enough about as the media that deserves more pub for what they've done this season?
Elaine Choi.
Why is that, Coach?
He's just a great human. He's such a good kid, such a hard worker, and he's so humble. And you know, if we had I think every coach would like to have a whole roster full of guys like that are so much about the team and just, like I said, just a quality human.
And then, sorry.
Yeah, and I just want to say that Lay's such a humble guy, and he's really representative of our program. Like everybody wants to try to be like him, and he's just working hard, putting in the effort in school academics, and really caring about the team. So I mean, Lay is just an outstanding person, and also all player. He's a lot of the US, and yeah, an amazing guy overall.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
And then,
Zoom.
okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank you. Question from Mike from the 562.
Hi Charlie, how you doing?
How's it?
You know, everyone's asking you about the rivalry, but I've seen some moments between you and Al. I know there's a lot of pride in the Big West and the success that the conference has had. How proud are you, and what does it kind of say about the Big West to have two teams obviously playing for the national championship again?
Yeah, it really, you know, and the whole kind of genesis of the Big West, and I've told this before, in 2010, our then athletic director Jim Donovan and I sat down with Dennis Farrell and Rob Halbachs from the Big West and pitched the idea that, you know, we wanted to see if the Big West was interested in sponsoring men's volleyball. They were. They had some kind of deal breakers, and that is anyone that was sponsoring it had to agree that they would put it on the protected list, that they wouldn't cut it. That if they were going to go down this road and sponsor men's volleyball, that you had to keep it. You couldn't cut it. And at the time, 2010, there were a few schools that wouldn't agree to that. Obviously, Pacific, we ultimately ended up dropping it, but you know. So then we kept having the conversation, and fast forward to around 2016, 17. Every athletic director had turned over, and we continued the conversation. And at that point, everybody was into it. Everybody was on board and saying, "Yeah, let's do this." And I think it's been not only wildly successful for the Big West, but it's been great for men's volleyball. It helped us expand the NCAA tournament for having decades of only 4 teams, and then to expand to 6 and now to 7, and with more growth certainly in the future. I think the Big West has been really significant. And then there's other stuff too, that the Big West is the only full-fledged Division I conference. So we're the only ones that can submit legislation to the NCAA to get things done. The MPSF and the IVA, these are hybrid leagues that don't really have legislative autonomy where they can pitch stuff to the NCAA. So while it may not sound like much, it's been a big deal. It helped us expand the men's volleyball championship committee from 3 to 5 to get more representation and to get coaches involved and other administrators from across the country. So you know, the Big West has been great for us here and you know, that are a part of it, and I think it's been a big benefit to the sport in general.
We're gonna do one last question in the room.
All right, and we'll end on a lighter note. This is for the players. We're in LA, so this is your chance to give a call out. What's one celebrity you would like to see come to your match tomorrow?
For me, Dwayne Johnson. I think that would be fun. I mean, he has a lot of roots to Hawaii, but just like seeing him there would be amazing. So hopefully we can make that happen.
Well, I would have said Will Smith, but I'm going to different. I'll go with Kevin Hart.
All right, thank you guys.
Cindy, I saw Cindy just came in late. Cindy, got anything over here?
I'm good, Coach.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.